This is a Primavera P6 presentation. This is an 8-activity schedule which will include the instructions on how to do WBS and milestones by Philip McDowell. First thing you do when you start another new schedule, as always, is you set up a new EPS, Enterprise Project Structure, for the schedule. In this EPS, we're setting up an 8-activity ID in the EPS, and the activity EPS name is going to be 8-activity schedule with WBS and MS for milestones. We're next going to start a new project. When we start create a new project, the first thing it asks is what's the EPS we've selected, and here we've selected the 8-activity schedule with WBS and milestones, the ones we just created. We go to next. The name of this project is going to be 8-activity. Project name 8-activity with WBS and milestones. Click on next. Tell us that the value must be unique, so I'm going to put my initials behind it. Project start date, leave it on today's date. No must finish by on this one. Responsible manager, go to next. Assignment, go to next. Congratulations, hit finish. We find ourselves in the activity portion of this project. As it turns out, we don't have any activities created yet, and we're not going to. We're going to create the WBS first. And the way we create the WBS is I come over here to the side and I use the 2 blue boxes icon. I click on it. It takes me to a screen that's layout WBS. This is actually Cerritos there, but it's going to be the WBS for this project. While in this screen, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to hit the plus sign 3 times. And you will see what it does then is it creates 3 new WBS. On this one, we don't do anything with the code. We only put it in the WBS name. The name is going to be the titles that I have for the groupings. This first one is going to be Foundation, Structure. Next one is going to be Finishes. Next one is going to be Project Closeout. You'll notice that these are staggered. I don't want them staggered. I want them to be stacked one on top of the other. The way that we adjust this is we go down to your lower right hand, and whichever one is highlighted will move over. And you can see the bottom one moved over. I'm going to now hit the next one, move it over, next one, move it over, and you'll see now that they're in a different formation that I want. So with this the middle one selected, I come back over here to the blue arrows, and with that one highlighted, I will arrow down and I will put my project closeout last. So I'm Foundation, Structure, Finishes, Project Closeout last. These are all in the same line. So that's important. This is how I want my schedule to look. We now, with this setup, we go back to the activities. I can either click up here on activities or down here on the green box. And these are not showing up at this point because there are no activities as yet. To get it to show up, I'm going to come over here, and first I'm going to add the 8 activities. Well, I take that back. I'm going to add 1 for right now. The reason being, I want to come over here and I want to change my numbering structure to 1000. And now I'm going to come back over here and add 7 more so that I will have 8. One more. So you can see I have the 8 activities added here now. I have the numbers, but I have no descriptions in here. Also, my WBS is not showing up. The reason is because I'm not organized for it. To organize for it is I come in here to my group and sort icon. I open that. And here it has it on my WBS for level 1 are showing up here. I click OK. As you can see, we're still grouped and sorted by the WBS and nothing's showing up. The reason being, down here there's a box that said hide if empty. Our WBS grouping has no activities in them. So I need to uncheck this box, hit apply, and then hit OK. And you'll see, I'll move this down, I have the 3 WBS groupings set up. No activities are in them at this time. To move the activities into them, I can select, you can see the first one is going to have 5 of the first activities in there, so I'm going to select the first 5. I'm going to do a cut, highlight the group, and hit paste. I understand you can also just drag it. I cut and paste. I trust it. Oh, it turns out my 8 activity schedule actually has 9 activities in it. We're going to add one more to do this while highlighted down here in the project closeout portion. I'm going to go over here and hit the plus sign. And because it is a new activity in the WBS, I put an A in front of it. I don't want that. So I'm changing that to 1080 so it's consistent. Now I'm going to put in, I have the numbers here, I'm going to put in the activity descriptions and the durations at this time. Now that I have the activities in here, I'm going to change 2 of them to a start milestone and a finish milestone. The start activity I'm going to change to a start milestone. I highlight it, I come down here to open up my detail, to open up your detail. It's this icon right here with that has an A on it. I come down here, I hit General. One of the tabs is Activity Type. I open that up and I can click on Start Milestone. Because I've selected it, it's changing it to a Start Milestone. It has a 0 duration. You can see that the activity itself went from a bar to a diamond. I'm going to do the same thing now with my Finish activity. Highlight it, come down here to the General. Activity type, I'm going to open it up, I'm going to click on Finish Milestone. It also changes to a 0. I'm going to now tie these together. As you recall when we did this before, I highlight the first one, I'm going to go clear down to Finishes, highlight from Start to Finishes. I know these are all finished to start. I'm going to right click and hit Link Activities. I'm then going to hit F. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to do a page layout so this looks similar to the schedule we're looking at. So with this, in this, to see how it's going to look, first I come over here. I use the printer with a magnifying glass, which is a print preview. I click on that. The way to make any adjustments is once you hit print preview is to come in here. First of all, this scale right here, so the schedule fits on here. This is done by clicking on page setup, options. I'll actually come back here to page setup. Down here it should be, this should be at 100% fit time scale to one page. It's important that you have that. That'll make it fit so it's on the one page. And then to adjust anything or add anything down here to the bottom, it's done also here in your options, footer, and this is where you can type in what you need to have. Before you type it, you need to hit modify, and you type it here, and once it's what you want, you hit OK. The last thing I want to show you in this print preview is to go to options. This is where you can set up how long you want your calendar to be. This one is on PS for project start minus 1 week, project finish plus 6 weeks for it to fit on there. You can set whatever you want there. Again, this is the print preview. This is how you get the whole schedule to look the way that you want. Final thing I want to cover is that the dates don't match up. This is showing October 23rd, 2014. As you notice, your schedule says September 27th, 2012. To get this back to September 2012 is we click on projects. We have the project we're working on highlighted. We open up the details at the bottom. And with ours highlighted, we come in here to the dates, and so here's where it says project plan start. You could have also done this when you start out. Trick here is to hit on the month, and then you can go back 2 years, hit September. We're looking at September 27th. Select it. We can come back up here to activities. It still hasn't moved. I'm going to go in and I'm going to change the data date by going to tools, schedule. And now that I've changed the other, I can now change this data date to September 17th, 27th it was, and schedule it. You may notice that I have this, to get the calendar to go back, you notice that I had this yellow highlight show up. To get rid of this, I come up here to my icon with the yellow light up here. I click on it, that turns it off. I'm going to come back here to the year it's supposed to be, and I can see all my dates now have changed to the September date. And again, you'll notice when you go to print preview that it will show that because you put a project start and a project finish, and it will pick up these new dates. That should take care of it for now. Thanks.